In the beginning of San Andreas, Sweet talks about 3 gang members: Big Devil, Little Devil, and Tony.
Tony's buried over there. Little Devil over there. And Big Devil over there. Man, it's just crazy.
We don't learn much about them or what they did in the Grove Street gang. But what we do know is that they were very important to Sweet. Their deaths were a big turning point for him and showed how difficult it was for him to be a leader. These losses made Sweet feel very sad and affected his mental health and to lead the gang effectively.
Man, Grove Street families used to be tight, man. Anyways, man, Sweetie just became a hard man to be with, you know? Then we got bad blood with Seville Boulevard families, and they split from the Grove. Then Temple, hell, they went Lone Ranger too. Sweet, man, he did absolutely nothing. Next thing I knew, beat-ups, he making money. Grove Streets, they set tripping. Streets ain't no place to be, man, when every fool is trying to make a move.
For a long time, we didn't know much about the GSFOGs. The biggest part of their story is that they were killed before or around 1992, but their backstory remains a mystery. However, by piecing together details and using some speculation, we can piece together what their lives were like before 1992 and discover what life was like for these 3 legends. Big Devil was born at the County General Hospital, likely around the same time as Sweet Johnson. His name, Big Devil, is likely more about his tough reputation on the streets than anything to do with worshiping the devil. In gang culture, nicknames often show what a person is like and how people see them or the things they do. Big Devil probably got his name because he was fierce and didn't hesitate to handle things even if it meant being rough. His nickname Big Devil might mean that he was someone who was always ready to do whatever it took, including using violence to protect his friends and enforce his power to show that he was in charge. It implies a certain intensity or a willingness to cross lines others wouldn't, establishing him as a strong presence in the gang. But Big Devil wasn't alone. He often hung out with Little Devil, another member of the Grove Street families. It's likely that Big Devil helped bring Little Devil into the gang, which is a common tradition in gang culture. This simply means that Big Devil acted like a big homie or mentor to Little Devil. In gangs, it's common for members to take on names like Big or Little based on who they learned how to gangbang from. For an example, if you subscribe to my channel, then you get the name Little LS while I become Big LS. So if that's something you fuck with, then hit that subscribe button. As for Tony, he was a high-ranking member of the Grove Street families and had a close friendship with Sweet. It's likely that they grew up on the same cul-de-sac as the Johnson family or in the Ganton Court projects. However, starting in 1987, the Grove Street families began to struggle and lost many members up to 1992. Some of these members include Little Devil, Big Devil, and Tony. We don't know exactly how they died, but we do know that they were killed one after another, likely being caught off guard by the rival gang, the Ballers. But it is hard to tell if the Ballers or another set within the families were involved in the murders, because Sweet tells CJ that the Temple Drive families are not on good terms with the Grove Street families anymore, and that they split from the alliance they held under the family umbrella.
How'd it get so bad? I thought this was family's turf.
Yeah, it's Temple Drive families. We don't roll with them no more.
So it's possible that one of the 3 sets, including the GSF, could have been involved in their murders to help further their own interests. This theory could be true due to the crack epidemic that would hit the city hard in the late 1980s or early 1990s. This was very hard for Sweet, as it made it difficult for him to lead the gang. These 3 men likely served as his support and main shooters. During this time, Sweet's little brother was also missing in action, and his close friends were drifting away. Big Bear had become a drug addict and was controlled by a traitor. The only 2 friends Sweet had left were secretly plotting against him, and one of them often argued with him about decisions. Sweet felt like he had the whole world on his shoulders, and life became dark and lonely. These 3 members were really important to Sweet's mental health, showing how close they were to him and what effect their deaths played in the downfall of the Grove Street families. Little Weasel's comment sums up their purpose really well when he said, "The GTA San Andreas game is like a fictional story. To make the story more interesting, it includes a lot of made-up characters. Many of these characters exist just to help tell the story. They don't have their own lives, they never really existed, and they are only mentioned to make the story better. For all we know, they could have just had the 3 regular skins for the GSF, but I would love to see someone expand their story either way. So if they add it to the San Andreas Stories mod, or someone writes a fanfiction, best believe that I will be here to cover it. But I would love to see what your thoughts are on the gangster from the artwork known as Scarface.